Dr. Navdeep Sharma, a true Ayurvedist and a staunch believer in nature's healing power, treated thousands of patients suffering from chronic ailments. Not only a healer, he is also a contributor and keen researcher. Representing India at the British Parliament. Working in collaboration and sharing ideas with global personalities at the British Parliament. Participation in 4th Svashtha International Conference on Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine at Middlesex University. Paper presentation at Middlesex University, London. Interactive TV program at World Ayurveda Congress 2018. Telecasted at famous TV channel Care World. Participation in the first International Ayush Expo at Dubai. Arogya 2017. The first international exhibition and conference on Ayush and wellness. Being felicitated at Ahmedabad for his valuable contribution to promote Ayurveda.
Creating new benchmarks. Participation in Interfix 2018, New York, USA. Participation in the 8th World Ayurveda Congress. Delivering a thought-provoking talk on depression at a conclave in Expo, California. Felicitated during Indo-American Wellness Conclave and Exhibition. Dr. Navdeep Sharma and Dr. Monica Sharma invited by Juice Punjabi, New York. At their head office. Association with Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Honoring Padma Shri, Shri Hans Rajhans, Member Parliament.
With Yoga Guru, Baba Ramdev, Patanjali Ayurveda.
Felicitation by Dr. Anup Jain and sharing valuable thoughts at a Dhanwantri Jayanti Samaro, New Delhi. Speaker panelist on Ayurveda and Wellness Industry at Ayurveda Expo. Felicitation by Dr. Rajesh Kumar Singh at Ayurveda Expo. Visit of renowned politician Dr. Ratamjit Singh Basra at Risht Pusht, Amritsar Centre. Visit of esteemed ex-Health Minister Lakshmi Kanta Chawla at Risht Pusht, Amritsar Centre. Dr. Rakesh Sharma, Director Ayurveda, Government of Punjab, at Risht Pusht Mohali Centre. Dr. Navdeep Sharma with Sri Sudhanshuji Maharaj, a global spiritual leader, motivational guru and the founder of Vish. On air on CNN News 18. Giving COVID solutions to Indian community through Tez News. On air on Aaj Tak Tez. The most sought-after panelist and educator on prominent international channels. Regular daily telecast of interactive show on international TV channel Juice Punjabi. Regular daily telecast of interactive show on national TV channel Disha TV. Invited to represent Indian Ayurveda against allopathy. On India Ahead channel. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, live, in Northeast on famous national TV channel on Times 24. Newspaper accolades. Indian-Tibetan Therapeutic Exchange Camp 2008, regularly organizing camps with Indian Army, Ayurvedic camp. Holding regular philanthropic free health checkup campaigns. Regular Ayurvedic shivers. Regular guest speaker for DGCA. Organization of yogic camps in various parts of the country. YND Karnaragam Private Limited. We provide research-based treatment in all sorts of chronic ailments. My promise to patients. My beliefs. Academic credentials. Our media associates. Certificates of qualifications. Welcome to ND Karnaragam Panchkarma Center. Another indoor wing of naturopathy and Panchkarma. Now operational under the able guidance of Dr. Navdeep Sharma.
Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you in this special live interactive session for our international patients suffering from hepatitis. This is a special introductory session for hepatitis on how and why hepatitis develops, what Ayurveda feels about hepatitis, how we can say goodbye to hepatitis. All these topics shall be covered in today's live, and you should all be free to ask any of your queries. Hepatitis, as the name suggests, it's a disease where the liver gets inflamed. But when we talk about hepatitis, is the liver really inflamed in all hepatitis patients? The answer must be astonishing for all of you, but the answer is no. At least in 70 to 80% of patients who are diagnosed for being hepatitis positive, the liver is not inflamed at all. Strange, but yes, it is the truth. The reason for that is that when we talk about hepatitis, there are various types of viral hepatitis specifically, which I shall be sharing with you, like hepatitis A, B, C, D, E. So effectively, hepatitis is covering so many alphabets. So there are so many types of hepatitis, and all these viruses about which we are talking are going to enter in the body, and when they enter in the body, if a person will go for a test, the investigation will show it to be positive, but then it will only show it to be positive. In all these conditions, the person is actually hepatitis positive, but the person is not suffering from hepatitis. And that is something which is the most important thing to know, to be aware of, because whenever any person gets diagnosed with hepatitis, it is with the ELISA test, with the Australia antigen, or with HCV, any kind of test is done, and it is ascertained that yes, the virus is present inside the body of the patient, and the patient is tagged for being hepatitis positive. But then a distinction is never communicated to the patient that there is a lot of difference in being hepatitis positive and in being a patient of hepatitis. Now, when the virus will go inside the body, the virus may or may not damage your liver. In so many patients, when the virus goes inside the body, the immune system of the body is self-sufficient enough to fight the virus and kick off the virus out of the body, so that the patients may have these initial symptoms developing like nausea, fever, vomiting, yellowish urination, yellowness of eyes. These are some of the symptoms which may develop or may not develop in a patient who is suffering from hepatitis. So I'll be coming directly to the questions also along with that. Pankaj Shah, you have written that sorry, but your medicine is not good for hepatitis because I used your medicine for 1 month, but I did not get any progress, but my surface antigen got increased. Pankaj, with due respect to the faith that you showed on our medications, I would like to tell you that if I am giving medication to my patients, there are 3 kinds of medications that we give to our patients. One, which is the most quickly acting medication, where the patient gives us the liberty of giving whatever we want to give to the patient, and there is no cost constraint to the patient. There we compare the HbS-Ag value after a month, and at least in 80 to 90% of the patient the value gets reduced in first month, but that's only with the most quickly acting one. It's only around 10 to 20% of the patients who give us the liberty, going with the current economic scenarios, to go with whatever we want to give. Now, a majority of the patients go for the second types of medication, where we are not able to give IMMUNO, our parent medication, in the required dosage. IMMUNO, I will be updating you, that is one of the best medications for hepatitis. I'll just share the picture with you of IMMUNO. You can see, I do not know whether you are given this medication or not. So this is the first category of medication which contains IMMUNO, where we ask the patients to compare their reports after a month. There is a second group of patients where IMMUNO is not given, and they go with SL care and IMMUNO, and there they need to compare the HbS-Ag values after 2 months. But because with the comparatively slow acting variant, we need around 2 months for our medications to be absorbed in the body to show that yes, they can reduce the titer values. And there is a third category of patients where they're not able to go for those quick acting medications also, where the patients say that please, we need to get rid of this virus, but time is not a constraint, but yes, definitely finances are a constraint. There we go for the very basic kind of our medication, and there we advise the patients to go for a comparative test after 3 months. So that is something which at times the patients may confuse. So I sincerely request you that if you have been taking treatment from us, please share your patient code for us to analyze your reports, and then we shall be in a better position to reply you back. Because see, with so many people taking treatments, many a times the patients may confuse that they are being given medications of wrist pushed, but unluckily they are cheated. They are not lucky enough to get the right kind of medication. So it becomes very important to ascertain that yes, if a patient is getting treatment from wrist pushed, in reality the patient is taking treatment from us only. And that is why during my live sessions I generally share the pics of my medications, so that the patient does not get in a confusion state that the patient has been taking something else, and he feels that yes, he is taking the actual and quick acting supplements and medications from wrist pushed. So I just shared the medication IMMUNO, that is the best one if a person can go for any kind of hepatitis. I'll further be going ahead with the details of hepatitis as I was discussing, and Parul said this ID, you've written, hello doctor, my brother HCV treatment is going on from past 4 months and his reports are fine now, but Dr. Ruchi told us to continue with the treatment even after recovery. You have shared the patient code. Parul, yes, that's really great that your brother is hepatitis free. But then what we generally do is that whenever we give treatment, even when the patient gets out of the disease, we continue the medications for another 2 or 3 months, and that is a set protocol which we follow, because we do not want to have the slightest of chances of the virus coming back again. That is why we generally continue the medications for 2 or 3 months extra. So I was talking about the signs and symptoms which a hepatitis virus may give when it enters your body. But in many cases, none of these signs and symptoms are given by the virus. And now, since there are no signs and symptoms and it goes unnoticed in the body, it enters the chronic phase and there develops chronic hepatitis. Now, when we talk about chronic hepatitis, unluckily, it's a hepatitis where the virus will now start proceeding towards your liver, towards the hepatocytes, because it requires your own body's machinery to multiply. So now it will start moving towards your liver, and then it will start dividing in the liver, start multiplying, so that the viral load will start increasing. And when the patients, they approach us, many of them have already been having a great deal of virus inside the body. So there is something which becomes very important over here to be known. Pankajji, I once again would appreciate if you can share any of your patient code. And if I talk about Immuno and SL care, unluckily there is the minima of medication that we give. I do not know which doctor you were dealing with. Maybe you have been dealing with someone who is not on our panel, because many of our supplements, they are available on Amazon, they are available on so many online shopping sites. So the right way of being treated with hepatitis, see, hepatitis is not a small disease. Please be there with us so that you can see what exactly we do in hepatitis. The more you know about our concept of treatment, the more you will realize that, see, it's not an easy task to give a hepatitis-free life to a patient. It is a tough thing. It's a challengeable thing. But yes, we have been successfully doing that. But what becomes the most important is that it is a faith and a bonding of a patient and doctor. And all kind of treatments that are developed in hepatitis patients are tailor-made treatments. One medication or one kind of dose of a medication may work on one patient, but if it has to work on the second patient, a doctor must prescribe this medication. So there is how the things go on. And the first thing, Pankajji, we can help you out if we get a patient code from your end, because I currently do not know if you were able to even reach us out. There were at least 5-6 companies on the name of Nirogam, our previous brand, 5-6 companies currently on the name of Push. There are so many people, so many patients daily who approach us but end up approaching and landing with those companies. So my sincere request, share your patient code so that my team can get back to you. They can make sure that yes, you were able to approach the right kind of place. Matthew Christopher Ji, a very warm welcome. And today we are discussing about hepatitis. I was just telling you that when we talk about hepatitis, I won't go for the causes because most of you must be knowing about the causes. But once a hepatitis has been diagnosed, there are so many tests that all of a sudden becomes important for the patient. Liver function test, ultrasonography, biopsy, fibroscan. All of a sudden, so many tests, they become important for the patient. But then what is the most important over here is the fibroscan, which patients often miss out on. Any patient who starts treatment under me for hepatitis, I always advise that patient, do not miss out on fibroscan, because the ultrasound scan will give you an update about your liver damage only and only when the liver is more than 70 to 80% damaged. It will not tell you in the initial stage that your liver is being fibrosed, is being damaged. It's only in a fibroscan where you can notice the slightest of changes occurring in your liver, because the hepatitis virus, when it will start damaging your liver, it will do it slowly and gradually. It will be unnoticeable for a normal ultrasound scan. And being a doctor, it becomes very important for a doctor to know that while we are going to fight with the virus inside your body, do we need to give you some liver support also? So there is something which is really very important over here. So it becomes important as a result to realize that what kind of complications can occur in a hepatitis patient. You can see over here a normal liver changing to a fatty liver changing to a fibrous liver, and how a fibrous liver can change to liver cirrhosis, and how eventually in many cases of liver cirrhosis even liver cancer can develop. So such is the implication and such is the risk involved with this disease, that it really becomes very important that we keep a check on the reports, we keep a track on the reports, and at the same time, when we know the kind of treatment, that this is the correct treatment, we consult a doctor. At our center, we are 24/7 for all our patients. So then you need to consult with one of the doctors. The doctor will prescribe certain medications and treatment protocols for you, which you need to follow, and then you need to regularly compare your reports. So disease, the hepatitis disease, it is really very important to be taken care of right in the initial step itself. Because what happens is, if we do not take care of hepatitis in the initial phase, you will be astonished to know that more people every year lose their lives to hepatitis than lose their lives to HIV. Still, people are more afraid of HIV, and when we talk about hepatitis, hepatitis is taken very, very casually. That is why on this World Hepatitis Day, we decided to get back to you, to speak to you, and update and guide you that, see, do not take hepatitis lightly, because hepatitis, definitely we can come out of it. It is not a disease which will immediately be life-threatening. But if we keep on ignoring it, if we keep on neglecting it, the virus will gradually damage the complete liver, later on making it irreversible disease and a life-threatening disease. So what to be done over here? So when we talk about the Ayurvedic concept of hepatitis, definitely the allopathic medications, they can keep a control on your viral load, but they are not good enough to kick off hepatitis virus from your bodies. And the end result of a hepatitis patient, when he or she is going for allopathic treatment, is liver cirrhosis and liver transplantation. If the patient is lucky enough, he may not have it in his lifespan. If the patient is not lucky enough, that is the eventual fate where a patient proceeds. So, if we talk about the Ayurvedic concept over here, the Ayurveda believes in three doshas, and when we talk about liver specifically, liver, which is yakrit, is a sthan of ranjak pit, and it said that yattu yakrit plino pittam tasmin ranjako. So we need to pacify, we need to make it in a normal level. The ranjak pit dushti has to be managed with the Ayurvedic treatment, and when we are able to manage that, the liver then cannot be damaged due to the hepatitis virus. And that is our first and foremost perspective, which we generally do with the help of yakrit. With the help of this miraculous combination yakrit, we basically make it sure that any kind of hepatitis virus which is there inside your body is not going to harm your liver. And the yakrit medication protects the ranjak pit, making it easier for your liver to maintain its working, to maintain its functionality, despite the hepatitis virus trying to invade the hepatocytes and cause liver damage. So that is the first medication that we start with. And now the second medication, which is the most important one if there are no cost concerns, that is the IMMUNO one. IMMUNO, one of the most concentrated medications containing gold, silver, pearl, such precious minerals and metals in them. The medication really works wonders in patients who are suffering from viral infections, and that is why we over here with the help of IMMUNO have been giving very quick recovery to our hepatitis patients. Matthew Christopher ji, do not worry, you are not having your patient code. All that you require to do is, the number is there on your screen, you need to leave a WhatsApp message over there so that my team can get back to you and can guide you how you can procure the next set of medications. And now the third medication, which we just saw that one of the patient was saying he was taking. If you are there with us, Mr. Pankaj, please see, this is the correct IMMUNO which we use. It comes in a black bottle. You might get IMMUNO in a white bottle, but that is not our IMMUNO. So the correct IMMUNO which we are manufacturing with all these herbs in it comes in a black bottle. So it needs to be taken IMMUNO, one of a safe and a quick acting combination once again for patients who have been suffering from hepatitis. Then comes SL care. Now when we talk about SL care, it is a medication which also works on the virus which is present embedded in the hepatocytes. It can go deep in the hepatocytes and till the nucleus level of hepatocytes and can work at the virus which is still left after the treatment which is given with the rest of the medications. So this SL care again is a very important combination when we are to bring a patient out of this hepatitis. And last but not the least, MUNOVIT. Now this is a medication which is common for everyone. A medication which is given to those patients where cost is a concern. The patient feels that time is not a constraint but cost is a constraint. There this MUNOVIT is given to the patient so that the patient can regularly take this medication, and by taking this medication the patient can make sure that the virus is now not dividing quickly, not multiplying quickly, and slowly and gradually this cost effective medication will also take care of your hepatitis. It definitely will require more time than MUNO, and specifically much more time than IMMUNO. So that is a brief detail of some of our supplements for hepatitis. And now how these work on the virus. It's a triple attack theory that we give to our patients who are suffering from hepatitis. Now what is this triple attack? See, when the virus goes inside your body, there are three kinds of procedures, three kinds of attacks that we make on that virus, enabling you to become disease free. The first attack is the direct attack of Ayurvedic antiviral herbs. Specifically in the COVID period, you must have seen a lot of research has been done on the antiviral effects of so many herbs like Ocimum sanctum, then turmeric, so many things that were spoken about these herbs, that yes, they are having a marked antiviral effects in the body. So we use the best of these herbs with the experience and the research that we have been doing to make the first attack on the virus possible. So the first attack on the virus comes from the Ayurvedic antiviral herbs. So there is the first attack that we do on this virus. Majority of the virus is kicked out of the body with the help of the first attack that we do for the virus. And now the second attack, after majority of the virus has been thrown out of the body with the help of our first attack with our Ayurvedic antiviral herbs, the second attack starts with the usage of immunomodulator herbs. Now that is the second attack that we do for the virus. The second attack is immunomodulator herbs. Now what these herbs do? These herbs make the immune system more potent so that now the immune system can attack the virus, enabling the body to completely wipe out the virus from the body. The first attack, the Ayurvedic antivirals. The second attack, the immunomodulator, so that the second attack can be done on the virus to the immune system. And it is important that when we are to throw out the virus, we do not leave any stone unturned. And last but not the least, the most important aspect, the third category of attack that we do on the virus is habitat destruction drugs. Now what happens? For example, if we want to kill a fish, we do not need to give any poison to the fish. If we are to kill a fish, we only and only require to take the fish out of its natural habitat, that is the water. If we take a fish out of water, the fish will automatically die. In the same way, if we are to kill a virus inside the body, we are to make the conditions non-suitable for the growth of that virus. And that is what we do. With the help of Ayurvedic habitat destroying medications, which are known as Ashray Upkarsh in Ayurveda, we make sure that any virus, any traces of virus that is still left inside the body are completely wiped out of the body. So with this triple mode of attack, with this triple mode of action that we are doing on the virus, the slightest of traces of the virus do not remain in majority of the patients where we give this kind of treatment. So, for all my international viewers today, for those of you who will be watching or listening to this video after the live, and those who have already joined in the live, let's pledge, let's take a bold step together to kick off hepatitis out of life. Hepatitis can be said goodbye. The only thing is, choose the right kind of doctor, choose the right kind of supplements, and yes, then one fine day, you definitely can be hepatitis free. So, for all of you who joined us today in this live, I would like to thank you for your time, and one request which I always make during my sessions: if you like our videos, please like it in the form of your likes on YouTube, on Facebook, and I would appreciate if you can share our videos for us. So all the best with pray to God that Almighty that you all stay healthy, you all stay fit. I, Dr. Navdeep Sharma, will say goodbye to you from my desk today. Have a great day.
When I was younger, I was very sensitive. I could feel the pain that people endured. My father once told me, "It's good that I can feel people's pain. It would be even better if I could transform one's pain into soothing relief." These words of my father nourished and nurtured the divinely planted seed in me to become a compassionate healer, and my journey with Ayurveda, the science of life, began. According to Ayurveda, our Panchabhautik body is an amalgam of space, air, fire, water, and earth, and solution to all chronic ailments lies in balancing these body elements. As the origin of Ayurveda goes back to thousands of years, so some part of our ancient historical knowledge is lost. That's why I started my own research and shared it with the world. Ayurveda can give very quick recovery, even quicker than allopathy, in most chronic ailments.
The blend of Ayurvedic medicines, Panchkarma, yoga, diet has helped Dr. Navdeep Sharma create the brand Risht Pusht and Team Nirogam by treating thousands of patients suffering from chronic illness. Join Dr. Navdeep Sharma's guided path of healthy living. Call now at +1 888 624 5925.
Redefining Ayurvedic excellence. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, a true Ayurvedist and a staunch believer in nature's healing power, treated thousands of patients suffering from chronic ailments. Not only a healer, he is also a contributor and keen researcher. Representing India at the British Parliament. Working in collaboration and sharing ideas with global personalities at the British Parliament. Participation in 4th Svashtha International Conference on Ayurveda and Integrative Medicine at Middlesex University. Paper presentation at Middlesex University, London. Interactive TV program at World Ayurveda Congress 2018. Telecasted at famous TV channel Care World. Participation in the first International Ayush Expo at Dubai. Arogya 2017. The first international exhibition and conference on Ayush and wellness. Being felicitated at Ahmedabad for his valuable contribution to promote Ayurveda.
Creating new benchmarks. Participation in Interfix 2018, New York, USA. Participation in the 8th World Ayurveda Congress. Delivering a thought-provoking talk on depression at a conclave in Expo, California. felicitated during Indo-American Wellness Conclave and Exhibition. Dr. Navdeep Sharma and Dr. Monica Sharma invited by Juice Punjabi, New York, at their head office. Association with Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Honoring Padma Shri, Shri Hans Rajhans, Member Parliament.
With Yoga Guru, Baba Ramdev, Patanjali Ayurveda.
Felicitation by Dr. Anup Jain and sharing valuable thoughts at a Dhanwantri Jayanti Samaro, New Delhi. Speaker panelist on Ayurveda and Wellness Industry at Ayurveda Expo. Felicitation by Dr. Rajesh Kumar Singh at Ayurveda Expo. Visit of renowned politician Dr. Ratamjit Singh Basra at Risht Pusht, Amritsar Centre. Visit of esteemed ex-Health Minister Lakshmi Kanta Chawla at Risht Pusht, Amritsar Centre. Dr. Rakesh Sharma, Director Ayurveda, Government of Punjab, at Risht Pusht Mohali Centre. Dr. Navdeep Sharma with Sri Sudhanshuji Maharaj, a global spiritual leader, motivational guru and the founder of Vishwa Jagriti Mission. On air on CNN News 18. Giving COVID solutions to Indian community through Tez News. On air on Aaj Tak Tez. The most sought-after panelist and educator on prominent international channels. Regular daily telecast of interactive show on international TV channel Juice Punjabi. Regular daily telecast of interactive show on national TV channel Disha TV. Invited to represent Indian Ayurveda against allopathy. On India Ahead channel. Dr. Navdeep Sharma, live, in Northeast on famous national TV channel on Times 24. Newspaper accolades. Indian-Tibetan Therapeutic Exchange Camp 2008, regularly organizing camps with Indian Army, Ayurvedic camp. Holding regular philanthropic free health checkup campaigns. Regular Ayurvedic shivers. Regular guest speaker for DGCA. Organization of yogic camps in various parts of the country. YND Karnaragam Private Limited. We provide research-based treatment in all sorts of chronic ailments. My promise to patients. My beliefs. Academic credentials. Our media associates. Certificates of qualifications. Welcome to ND Karnaragam Panchkarma Center. Another indoor wing of naturopathy and Panchkarma. Now operational under the able guidance of Dr. Navdeep Sharma. dedicated team. Karnaragam Group of companies. Number of patients treated. The only company to cover all verticals on a global scale. Our products. Compliance to all government regulations. Our national presence. Our global presence. Modern style interactive and very popular mobile apps. Support through YouTube Live.
Dr. Navdeep Sharma, and it changed my life.
I met Dr. Navdeep Sharma, and he has changed my life.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sharma, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Navdeep Sharma, for giving me a kidney disease-free life. You are indeed the best Ayurvedic doctor I've ever come across.
I want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Sharma for giving Robert a disease-free life. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Navdeep Sharma.
Thanks for giving my uncle a kidney disease-free life.
Follow us at. Contact us.